Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Rather than faithful specifications. Because at some point, you remember this, at some point, every product or service was deemed as poor quality. Look at your first mobile phone. I don't know whether you're old enough like me, but your first mobile phone was cranky and big and all that, was poor. But now it's almost stylish, almost a fashion item. So the key here is that, but people bought them. And in fact, at that time, they were very expensive and they were very strong status items. People would go to a big place or restaurant and put it on the table with a bang, and people would kind of turn and look. So status symbol, but it was also poor quality, right? So, I told you that I teach around the world, and I have a class in Mayhem Business School many years ago. On 18th May 2018, 9:30 p.m., a student, after discussions in the class, sent me an email. It's a long email, but the essence of the email was simply this. My company went to Bangladesh, and we were supposed to provide them with good water because the water they have now is arsenic. There's arsenic in there. So people are dying from drinking the water. Now, we developed new wells and all that, so we were able to take out all these chemicals and all that. But the water was smelly and all that. So because of that, we actually stopped the project. The reason being that the water was not as good quality as the quality we have in Germany. So we stopped. Now the question is, should you stop? Because one aspect of quality is improvement in your current position. So if you're able to take out the harmful, chemicals, although the water doesn't smell that good, that is an improvement in the current situation. And that was what is worrying these Western people. Do we have to actually give them water that we cannot use in Mayhem? Now, the logic of this relativeness of quality suggests that, yes, you should, because it is better than what they used to have, or it's better than nothing. And so, in this sense, quality can be said to mean good enough for the target market. Model 3. Value to the customer should always be tangible, something visibly as to the customer's benefit. Now, 75% said it's true. The previous research among the 4 countries, almost 60% said it is true. Of course, it is false. Why? The reason is this. All products and services are instruments that are hired by people, customers, to perform an important function, right? So products, people don't buy products or demand products and services in and of themselves. What they want to do is to use it as an instrument. You buy a car. You don't need a car by itself, but you buy a car because it helps you to do something you want to do. So if you look at it from this angle, then products perform not only functional benefits, but also emotional benefits. And sometimes the emotion overrides the functional benefit. For this reason, you really need to define value from the customer's perspective to mean simply this. Value to the customer is anything that allows the customer to remove impediments, bottlenecks, you can put any word there, that prevent the customer from performing an important function, something that a customer wants to do. So anything that helps in that process is valuable, and the customer will be prepared to pay for it. So the mental model 3 suggests to us that value should be a broad concept, not just price minus benefit and all those things that the economists tell us. As long as the product is a good instrument that helps the customer perform an important job, that is valuable. And don't forget, emotional functions are very important. Sometimes people buy a lot of things not because of the function, but because of the symbolic value, the emotional value. And this applies to, a lot of countries. The first cars that were designed at that time, in the early stages of the economic transformation, many people did not have, everybody was on bicycle. So if you have that, it's valuable, right? So don't focus on functional value only. Customers may have experiential and symbolic value, which they value most, right? There's another example. Mindray, a company, as I said, I've studied quite a bit. When they started their ultrasound products, one of the products that they produced for rural doctors was simply a portable ultrasound. And all the ultrasound does is to take a picture to see the belly, whatever is in there. There was no printout of anything. It was no color. It was nothing. But it was so valuable because this company brought in the idea that doctors value the function and diagnosis of products. But one important aspect of value for doctors is actually the reputation they have, the trust the customers have in them. And therefore, any instrument that allows them to really have a better conversation with the customer is valuable from the emotional side. Model 4. A company should build competitive advantage to beat the competition. Most people said this is true. Of course, it's false, right? The 4 countries, 92% said that's true. It's false. Now, why is it false? There are other similar kind of questions with this. A competitor is that company in your industry offering the same but differentiated product. True. That's false. And I will explain all that. And then to compete successfully, a company must develop strategies to target competitors, customers, and market. Obviously, that is false. Okay. What is the logic for this? You have to define competition from the customer point of view, not from the product point of view. Most of us continue to define competition from the product point of view. In other words, every company that produces a similar product that we produce is a competitor. In other words, we're in a market for products and services. No, you're in a market for customers, not products and services. You're in the market to produce instruments that customers can use. So for example, I'll give you a quick example. If I see somebody who wants to hang a picture on the wall, I can take a drill and then punch a hole for that person to get the picture hanged. Now, of course, if I ask you, you say, oh, the customer wants a drill. Of course, it doesn't need a drill. The customer wants a hole. So from that perspective, the customer actually wants a hole. So anything that can produce a hole for the customer to solve that problem is a competitor. So from that perspective, a competitor may not be in your industry. And this is a very important insight because when Chinese firms decided to enter countries like US and all that, there were strong entrenched competition. So if they look at it from a product perspective, they have no chance, absolutely no chance. But if you look at it from the customer point of view, then all of a sudden you realize the competition is not another product that your computer produces, but something else. Let me give you an example. Now, hire Little Prince, a product that is a small fridge, right? To enter the US market, they went through the student market. Why? Because students at that time were non-consuming. In other words, first, they don't have the money to buy all these big fridges. And secondly, even if they have the money, they put it in a dormitory. The dormitory hasn't got a space for that. So Hire decided, okay, we're targeting this market. And one most important problem in getting to the student market was that students have tables where they have their computers and they work, right? And that's all the room there is. So if you want to get in, your competition is not another fridge. Your competition is actually trying to find a way to remove that table so that the fridge can go there. But the student also needs the table. So Little Prince is a product which was the harbinger of the entrance of hire into the US market, where they turn a fridge into the top of the fridge into a table. So you can sweep, can move it, and all of a sudden it becomes a table. So that allows students to have both a table and a fridge. So the competition is removing that particular table. And that is the beauty of when you look at competition from the customer angle, right? Rather than from so your competitor may not be your industry. And that is one reason why a lot of disruption in industries come from outside the industry. Look at the banking industry. The fintechs were not bankers, right? And in most industries, this happens because we are always looking at competition from a product perspective, and we do the same things everybody does because we are all looking at it from the same angle. A small startup should look at this thing from a totally different angle. So focus on creating and delivering unique value that makes the competition irrelevant, right? Now, model 5. Differentiating your products and services from competition is best achieved by adding new tangible features. This is kind of repeated. Again, a lot of people said that is true. In the 4 Nations study, 69% said that was true. Of course, that is false. Why is it false? Because business model trumps quality, whatever in whatever way you define it, especially when one with emotional ties to customers. And I think a lot of you know this already, so I don't want to belabor the point, right? You can have a good quality and have a bad business model, it won't fly. But you can have a bad quality product and have a good business model and it will fly. A classic example of this many years ago, although a lot of Western companies have forgotten about that, was the tussle, the fight between VHS videotapes and Betamax from Sony. It's a classic case. And this is what a lot of Chinese companies do. For example, if you look at the early stages of Huawei's R&D, on September 2003, when they launched the IPD process, Ren Feng, this is the founder of Huawei, at that time a very small firm, spoke about this issue and how to build emotional ties. And that is why Huawei, people that are installing all these big telecom masts and everything, they sometimes stay on the field in the night, in the desert. A famous case was what they did in Algeria. They stay in the night in the desert with the customers, employees, and everything and fix things, right? That's the emotional connection, a business model that actually integrates the company with the customer. Model 6. A core product, the features that make the product work, it's always the most important and must receive the most attention from the company. That is false, not true. Same. There's almost a split in the 4 Nations study, which is great. Okay. The reason is that when you focus on, the functions of the product, you tend to build the product to be more capable. And that's what I said, customers become overserved. So that's the traditional approach. So features, a lot of features. And as we produce more features, the products and services become more costly. So you can see the 2 arrows going up. What you should be doing, small firms, if you want to enter these kind of markets, what you should be doing is to use an uncommon sense approach. How do you reduce cost and at the same time increase the value of the product? And the value of the product this time is not the features, but it's the balance of the functional and emotional outcomes the customer is going to get out of the product, right? Those are the things that you have to focus on, while at the same time you bring down the cost. And here we're talking about cost in terms of
Monitor by Nation is your go-to website for exclusive content with in-depth stories, analysis, and detailed coverage. Sign up with these quick and easy steps. Visit www.monitor.co.ug. Sign up for free for a limited period of time with either Facebook or Google. Or you can enter your email address, password, followed by your phone number. Click Sign Up. You are now a registered user. Your privacy will be protected when you share information with us. This registration is part of our effort to understand our audiences and make better business decisions to serve you better. For any queries, please contact us on 0312 301 230 or email us at customercareug@ug.nationmedia.com. Monitor, powered by Nation. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to Nobel International Business School, NIBS.
Now at NIBS, it's very important you understand we have different kinds of programs. We have the PhD program, and we have the DBA program, and we have the DBL program. These programs are different and they serve different purposes, and it's very important for you to understand this when making a choice. The PhD, what's it about? Normally the PhD is called the academic doctorate degree. The bachelor's degree and the Masters of Science degree or the MBA has become a common commodity in our time. And so this alone should be a convincing factor when trying to make a choice.
My name is Honorable Dr. Eric Osei Owusu.
Esther Amwa.
Dr. Humphrey Kwesi Eyimdake.
My name is Reverend Dr. Mishadai Owusu Amwa.
Dr. Atuahene Sherry, IIT.
NIBS is created for the business executives that can help them to continue a program hand in hand with business. So it's not going to diminish your business activities, it rather supports and enhances the quality of your business. So I strongly recommend.
Internet is not only important, but is part of us now. We use it in our studies, at work, home, and while going about our daily errands. However, an inconsistent internet connection is common and can be frustrating. But the good news is, we are here to the rescue. At Rock Telecom, we strive to promote integrity, dependability, innovation, customer service, and open-mindedness. Visit our website www.rocktelecom.co.ug for more information. Rock Telecom. Rock Telecom is licensed by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
So we pick travelers, our typical customers are people flying in and out of the country. So we pick those from the airport to wherever they're going and back. And we do this through a network of driver partners for whom we give regular business and improve livelihoods. They can book through WhatsApp, they can call us, they can email us. You know, we just try to make it as simple and convenient, as seamless as possible for our customers.
What is creating shared value all about? CSV is short for Creating Shared Value. It is a powerful business management concept that can promote companies to think differently about their approach to social and environmental issues. It is a strategy for addressing society's challenges through profitable business models. It's all about policies and practices that enhance the competitiveness of companies while improving social and environmental conditions in the regions in which they operate. CSV is not CSR. Creating shared value goes beyond philanthropy or corporate social responsibility. Shared value is not about personal values. It's not about sharing the value already created by firms. It is not CSI. It is not philanthropy or corporate social responsibility. Because in these cases, an organization's social contributions are not necessarily intrinsic to the bottom line. The concept of shared value recognizes that societal needs, not just conventional economic needs, define markets. It is also an important tool to align any business to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The social challenges identified by the goals provide a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. When businesses act as businesses, not as charitable donors, they can improve profitability while also improving key measures of societal well-being, environmental performance, public health and nutrition, affordable housing and financial security. Ultimately, it's all about weaving social need into the very fabric of business and creating both economic and societal value. Shared value is the most powerful practice that any company can use to achieve its purpose at scale. It increases company competitiveness and profitability by solving social problems. It helps to drive innovation by seeking opportunities for both business and society. And ultimately, it helps to create a sustainable future.
What is it about Africa? Some see struggle. We see opportunity. This is where we thrive. Africa is a land of contrasts. Hundreds of millions of our people live without access to clean water and electricity. Yet we have more entrepreneurs than any other continent, and by 2050, half of the world's youth will be African. Africa's been busy. We're urbanizing, embracing technology. We're sprinting forward with some of the fastest growing economies in the world. It's time for African-driven solutions to African problems. It's time to seize the moment and create our own narrative to build the Africa we want. Business has the power to bring about change at scale and make money doing so. The shared value business model reconnects business success with social progress. Shared value is also about partnerships, building business networks that create inclusive growth. The power of collaboration should never be underestimated. If we can bring together businesses and communities from across Africa with a shared purpose, we can build economic value and, most importantly, value for society. It's time for Africa to become the economic powerhouse of the future. Become part of Africa's most powerful shared value business network. Join the Shared Value Africa initiative today.